guys, it's me, Steve WB, and today we're going to be talking about the PgyTech cage for the DJI Osmo Action 3. Now we're going to be doing a durability test. We want to see how strong it is, but first, real quick, I'm going to point out some of the features so you can see this thing up close and get an idea of what you're going to be getting, and then we're going to do something exciting. Let's get into it. Alright, so right here you can see the PgyTech cage. It is all of aluminum. It's got this nice gray bluish color to it. I have my DJI Osmo Action 3 here that we're going to be mounting in just a minute. But you can see that you have a cold shoe on top right here. You have a 1/4 screw on the side. You also have the clamps for the mounts on the side as well. And then when you mount it on the actual camera, you just have an open space right here. Now to install, and one of the better features is this big button. This is a big red aluminum button on top that makes pushing this button so much easier. To load your camera, you're going to push this button on the side right here, slide your camera in. It does have a nice rubber pad in there to keep your camera from rattling around, and you just snap it closed and you're good to go. Now you can see that you still have access to the QS button on the side. You also can open and close the door for the port, and if you want, and this is what gives this a leg up on other cages, is you can open this door on the side and you can still remove batteries and change the card as well. How cool is that? You don't have to pull it out of the cage to make that adjustment, and like I said, you still have your vertical mount with a 1/4 screw added, and you also have your horizontal mount down here. It seems quite sturdy, but we're going to test it out. We're going to find out how sturdy and how well will this protect your DJI Osmo Action 3. Alright, so this is what we're doing. We are mounting the camera in the cage on top of this high-speed remote control car. It's loosely on there with just alien tape, so I'm fully expecting this to fall off the RC car or the car flipping onto it. So we're going to wreck it a couple good times and see how well this thing holds up. I hate to scratch up my brand new cage, but I do it for you guys. Let's go ahead and check it out. We're ready. Let's do it. Oops. Alrighty. I'm making a video right now. Well, that's not very good. Okay, let's see what happened. Here's the cage. And here's the camera. Good news is the camera's still recording and there is no broken glass. But what we need to do is, let's go ahead, let's take the cage, take the camera, take the car, go back in the garage and get a much closer look and see how well this camera cage held up. All right, and here we are. Now, we're gonna go ahead and power off my camera. You can see that the camera itself, I took a little ding on the edge of the lens here, a ding here. It looks like we nearly chipped the glass right here, but we didn't. And let's see, the back is perfectly clean. I do have a little chunk taken out of the corner from it bouncing across the driveway, but the camera is in good shape. Because of my fiasco and me having 3 or 4 of these, having to return them to finally get one that's clear, I have an extra lens like this, so I'm not too worried about this. And yeah, camera's good, thank God. I was afraid I was gonna mess the camera up for this video. And here's the actual cage itself. Take the alien tape off. We had 2 nice little wrecks. One, the RC car flipped over backwards on top of the camera. Gave me a nice little gouge right here. And the aluminum, we scratched it here. We knocked up this corner. We scratched up and bent the clip on this side just slightly. We scratched up this corner, and a few little scratches on the bottom. But overall, the cage held together quite well. With that being said, the pin that holds the bottom door in fell out. So if I push this to release the lever, the whole door is actually falling off now. Where this should have a pin securing it down here as a hinge. So I guess that's probably going to be the weak point, and that's why on that last flip, the cage separated from the camera. The cage was laying on the ground like this, and the camera was about 10 feet away, because it was about a 20-mile-an-hour crash. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go try to find the pin that dropped out, good luck, so I can fix this and put it back in there. And guess what, woohoo, I found the pin. So I got a punch, I got a hammer, I tapped it back in place, and the problem is fixed, the door's back on, and the cage is good to go. But overall, a really nice product. It's gonna protect your camera. It's made for vlogging, so not really the top of high-speed RC cars, so if you drop it, it's going to do a nice job of protecting your camera. It looks super nice, it gives you the cold shoe, it allows you to keep that vertical mount as well, and my favorite feature is the big red button up here that is going to allow you to push this stop and start record button much easier. I'm Steve WB, and I'm out.